Hello and welcome to yet another episode of publishing your first book in India. In this video, we will explore the size of the book that you want to go with and the number of pages. These two are extremely interlinked because if you increase the size of the book, the number of pages will go down. And if you decrease the size of the book, the number of pages will go up. So let's first of all look what are the standard sizes, what is the norm in the market. Now if you were to check through the decent or the current sizes, for general fiction it is said it has to be 6 by 9 and we are talking inches here. So if I am to take up this book, this is a philosophy book, a spiritual book, this is 6 by 9. Yeah, and if you go for other sizes, they're roughly between 5 and 8, most of them. So if you know your genre, you can go ahead and choose one of these standard sizes. Now, in case you're not able to decide or in case you want some help in deciding, let me elaborate that a little bit. Now, how does size come into play? You might think the size only impacts, when it's lying on the shelf. But no, it has far-reaching impact of size. The first and foremost is the reason you want to go with a standard size is because your book, when it comes to printing, packaging, shipping, you don't want it to be a different standard or a different size book out of the standard, because then you are an outlier. You might be charged a little bit more for printing and shipping. So you need to ensure that your book falls into the standard. This does not stop at printing, shipping. Imagine the shelves in your house. Imagine the shelves in bookstore, libraries, offices. None of them are designed for huge out of standard books. You need to have a book which falls into standard for it to be kept on the shelf, for it to be carried around in a bag, for it to be kept in library. I have this project management book. This is huge. I would say this is almost 10 by 12 for that matter, or probably 8 by 12. And you may only think this is just that a big book, but imagine carrying this around in your bag. Would you keep this in one of these shelves? I think it's going to just topple over from here. This is an academic book and that's how it's designed. It's not designed from a perspective of carrying around, keeping it in regular shelves. And that is why the size of the book really matters. Now, if you are confused which one to go with, I would highly recommend go with the standard size of 8.5 by 5.5 inches. I have a couple of books lying around here. Some of them are famous, some of them are not so famous. Let me quickly take you through them. The Mountain is You by Brianna West, same as ever. And I have Think and Grow Rich, I have Dopamine Detox, I have Alex Hormozi's 100 Million Offer, I have Agile Essentials from Rahul Shah, and I have Inner Compass. What's common between all of them? Same size. Same size. They are 5.5 by 8.5. So imagine you publish a book which is 5.5 by 8.5. It's going to fit where all these books will be kept or can be kept. It will be easy for you to carry it around in your bag. It will be easy for someone to keep it on the shelf in the office or in the library. So I would highly recommend go with 8.5 and 5.5 because it not only serves a purpose from a printing and logistics perspective, gives you an advantage when it comes to library, shelves, bags, and being with mobility of your book, and for your book to be carried around and shared. So I hope this is helpful. With that, I'll quickly move on to the number of pages you would like to have. In the recent past, I would say 5-6 years ago, most of the books had probably 300-400 pages. And in my view, in the recent past, I have seen that decline. The books have come down to anywhere between 50 to 120 pages. I personally believe this is because of the shorter attention span, the newer generations are having, it's millennials and Gen Zs. And that's why the books are going down in size so that it's not intimidating for them, when it comes to picking up book from the shelf. I'll give you an example. Let me pick Dopamine Detox, 56 pages. Compare this to the Lean Startup. This is probably 300 pages. Now again, they don't serve the same purpose. They are absolutely different. I'm just using this as a metaphor, as an analogy. If these were same topics about startups and they were lying on a desk, which one would you pick? And I think you got the answer. So keeping the number of pages low helps you in two ways. Number one, you have an undue advantage with your competitor in terms of someone picking up your book from the shelf, someone buying it, someone finishing this. And secondly, talking about dopamine, every time I finish a couple of pages, I get a dopamine release. So if you are going with lower number of pages and I'm able to complete that book faster, quicker, I am the one who will be talking about your book on LinkedIn, many other pages, to my friends that, I completed a book in a week. So you can see choosing the number of pages and the size has a far reaching impact. So make a wise choice. I'm going to show on the screen now how you can make these changes in Word document and in Google Sheet. I would highly recommend that you change the size and you start creating your manuscript, creating your draft one on this size, which is 8.5 by 5.5 from day one, so that you have absolute control on the number of pages. You have a visibility of total number of pages that you're landing and you can manage them. I hope you found this video useful and understand that how choosing the right size and choosing the right number of pages will set your book up for success. With that, I'll see you in the next video where we take one more step towards self-publishing your first book in India. I'll see you there. Peace.